Hi, JD here again with another quick finance video for you. It's been a few weeks, so I thought I'd better do something and check in. I'm going to go back to basics today. This comes from a couple of nights ago. I was having a bit of an online chat on a Facebook group, and it was a car group, and we were talking about finance and PCPs and involuntary termination. And it struck me again from when I was talking to a few of the guys on there that there was still some misunderstanding, mainly down to how a PCP actually works and when you can voluntarily terminate. So I know I've done a video like this before, but I thought it's been a while. You know, some of you may not have seen the others, so I'm going to check in again and just do a very, very quick basic explanation of how a PCP works and voluntary termination, and I'm going to do it with a bit of chalk and talk. So what I'm going to do is choose a very, very simple example with no interest, okay, to make it much more easy to get your head around. So let's say, hopefully the whiteboard isn't going to fall over, let's say we buy a car for £20,000, okay, and we don't put any deposit in at all. Is that picking it up? Yes, it is. We don't put any deposit in, and we're going to have it over 48 months. And let's say the guaranteed future value, or sometimes called the balloon payment, at the end of the term is £8,000. So the guaranteed future value is 8,000. I'm trying to write without the whiteboard falling over here, so I apologise for my writing. Okay, now if I was to say to you now, how much money are you financing, are you borrowing? I think there would be quite a few people who would say, okay, well, I'm borrowing £20,000, no interest, let's assume it's 0%. So my car is £20,000. My final value, my guaranteed future value after 48 months is £8,000. So I'm only paying the difference. If you imagine you've got like a graph here. Let's say this bit is our GFV and this bit is our 48 payments. I think, judging on the chats I was having the other night, there is still a misunderstanding that you are only actually financing or borrowing this bit, which in this case is £12,000. So let's clear this up again. Regardless of what your guaranteed future value is, all the guaranteed future value is, or the balloon payment, all it is a bigger payment at the end. It's like me saying, right, I'm going to lend you £100, give me 5 payments of £10, and then give me £50 at the end to make it the £100. So even though you've got this final value of £8,000 at the end, you are still financing £20,000, not £12,000. Now this is important because, let me get my cloth, this is important when we come to look at voluntary termination. Now again, and I have talked about this in the past, I think voluntary termination is again misunderstood, because voluntary termination, as you know, hopefully, or as some of you know, and hopefully all of you will know after this video, voluntary termination is where you have paid back 50% of the total amount plus charges and interest, less any deposit, because the deposit is your money that you've paid. So that contributes to 50% of the payback. So again, with our example, we now know that we've borrowed £20,000. So 50% of that is £10,000. Yeah, and again, let's assume there's no interest. So how do we work out where our voluntary termination point lies? Well, let's go back to our previous example, and we said it was a 48-month term agreement. Now again, something to look out for, and I have said this many times before, sometimes when you ask for a 48-month agreement, it will be 48 equal payments, and your guaranteed future value or your balloon payment will come about in month 49. Some 48-month agreements will be 47 equal payments, and month 48 will be your guaranteed future value or your optional purchase payment, or whatever you want to call it. Let's say it's let's make it easy, let's make it 48 equal payments. So all you have to do is you go, okay, well, I borrowed £20,000. My VT point is when I have paid that company back £10,000. If there was interest, it might be £23,000, so the VT point would be 11,500. But in this case, I've got no interest, so the VT point is £10,000. So it's really quite easy to work out when you will have paid that back, because all you need to do is you take your £10,000, and what we're going to do, first of all, is work out what our monthly payment is. So our monthly payment is simply the difference between £20,000 and our guaranteed future value, which you remember was £8,000. So the £8,000, or 8k, falls in month 49 in this case. So effectively you've got 48 equal payments to cover the 12,000, and then month 49 you've got to pay your 8,000, or you give the car back or whatever. So all you've got to do is do monthly payment is £12,000 divided by 48, which gives us, well, with me, gives us, is that in focus? And you can see that, £12,000 divided by 48, £250. Well, that's easy. So your monthly payment is £250. Okay? So to work out where your voluntary termination point is, we know it's £10,000 to pay half the debt, if you like. And we now know that our monthly payment is £250. So all you need to do is go, okay, well, I've got to have paid back £10,000 at least before I can give it back. So £10,000 divided by our monthly payment, which was £250, I think that's going to be 40 months. 40 months, nice and easy. So you can see we can't terminate on this agreement in this particular example until we have made 40 payments, not 24. And again, the other night people were saying, oh no, I've only terminated after I've paid half the period. Well, yes, that would work on a straight HP, pretty much, depending on the interest. Or it might work if you put a huge deposit in. And it would also possibly work almost, you might be at about month 26, 27, if you had a very, very tiny balloon payment at the end. But it goes to show, if you're only paying £12,000, remember it was £8,000 balloon payment, £20,000 borrow. So if you're only paying £12,000 over the entire 48 months, there's no way on this earth that you're going to pay £10,000 back in 24 months. You're only going to have paid 24 times 250, which is £6,000. So you're never going to get to your VT point halfway. And I had people the other night saying, oh, no, you're wrong. You know, yes, your car's £20,000. Your GFV is £8,000. So I've only borrowed £12,000. Why on earth would a finance company let you buy a £20,000 car but only actually effectively lend you £12,000? I'll tell you the best way of checking this if you don't believe me. If anyone's got a finance agreement, look at the total amount shown on your finance agreement So that's charges, interest, less any deposit you've paid. And I guarantee that when you go on your credit score, you can use clearscore.com or Nodal or Experian, it will have the entire amount shown as your commitment, if you like. It won't say £12,000 in this case, it would say £20,000, and each month it would be coming down. So let's remember that a PCP is exactly the same as a personal loan, as a straight HP. The only thing you're doing is offsetting a larger payment to the end, an optional payment to the end. But your total amount borrowed is the entire amount. It's not the difference between the two. I think that's all I need to say. Please comment and subscribe. Email me for the spreadsheet if you want to. I'm getting quite a lot of inquiries for that now. I'll put a link to it up here so you can watch the video and see what it's all about, but people are finding it really useful. Thanks for your kind words that I keep getting over email and on the channel. Hopefully the channel will start to grow. I just want to help you. I just want to help people understand. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.